City of Charleston's Recreation Department is getting prepared for a busy summer season filled with camps and other programs. Today, I talk one-on-one with the Recreation Department's Director for the City of Charleston, Laurie Yarbrough, for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Laurie Yarbrough, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quintin. I'm excited to be here with you today.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. I'm bringing you on Quintin's Close-Ups, Ms. Laurie, because obviously you're the director of the City of Charleston's Recreation Department. And I know that your department is obviously providing a localized system of recreation resources and services to enhance the quality of life for residents of Charleston. So tell me right now, Ms. Laurie, what's new, what's now with the City of Charleston's Recreation Department?
Wow, you made us sound really good, Quintin, and I appreciate that. We happen to think what we do is enhancing as well. If we do a good job, then it means that our citizens are getting services and programs that they want in the places that they want to go to and at the price that is affordable for everyone. So that's really our main goal, is to try to develop a community-wide program list that everybody can find something to do, whether it's me or you or my grandmother or your sister. So that's kind of us. So right now, you have got us in what we call the lull before the summer starts. We are finishing up as our children are with after-school programs. We work closely with the Wings program, and we have our own after-school programs, and we are putting those on as our kids finish these last couple weeks of school. And we are looking towards the summer, and that means summer camps. That means summer lunch programs. That means summer swimming pools, summer swimming lessons. All those things that you think of for our community is what we'll be really ramping up to. And it takes a lift on our department's part, because we do have to hire a number of seasonal employees. So in addition to planning these programs, we're looking for folks that will help us run those programs and implement and manage those programs. We've had a real hard time the last couple of years finding lifeguards, is a great example. And so we're going to have a very young new workforce this summer. We're excited, but that's because we've spent the last couple of summers working with our 14, 15, and 16-year-old swimmers to get them ready for certification. So we are in the latter part of hiring. Anybody interested in employment with the City of Charleston can go to our website at www.charleston-sc.gov under job opportunities, and all of our regular and seasonal positions are listed there. We also hire summer day camp instructors, because we do offer those old-fashioned kind of day camps like you and I might remember, where you go for all day and you make macrame and you have lunch and you swim and you watch a movie. So we have those programs, but we also have a number of specialty camps, realizing that our families have told us they want other opportunities for the children in the summer months while the parents are working and the kids are out of school. So we've got a variety of sports camps. We've got a variety of art camp, and dance camps, and drama, and I mean, you name it, and there's a choice for you. Those opportunities are also still we're still taking registration, and you can get to our website and see under camp opportunities what else is still available out there. So if your grandchild or young person wants to do soccer, there's a place for them. If your child would rather be in the air conditioner and make some and do something with music, there's a place for them. So we really are really excited about serving our summer programs and giving them to the community. It's really what we do well. And it's at a time when folks really look to the city's recreation department to be there and offer things for kids. We're also an extenuation of the summer lunch program from the schools, where children who live in areas that need free or reduced lunch can go for lunch. We have all of our playground sites will be offering the summer lunch program at no cost for kids, so that there's not a loss of the meals during the summer months. So that's a great program that we offer as well. And then I think you'll see us all over the place. We're going to restart a program that we haven't done since COVID called Wrecking a Truck, and it's where we load up one of our trucks with athletic equipment, fun equipment, maybe a jump castle, and we show up at a neighborhood park. And so it's kind of to bring a program to those kids that can't always get out of their neighborhood or get to a program that's planned, and so it's a drop-in program. We'll be doing that. There's several summer basketball leagues, one that'll be happening in West Ashley, one downtown. We'll be a part of those evening activities on parks. So we really just hope to be in a lot of places in the community doing those kind of things. So our sports program ends as school stops, and we go straight into the summer. In addition, we'll still have all of our senior programs being offered at our senior centers, the Low Country Senior Center and the Waring Senior Center. We've still got all kind of activities for adults to play sports or take a class. You can play pickleball on a pickleball court. There's all kinds of things like that. There's golf. All of those things will be going on at the same time. So that was a lot, but that's kind of what we're doing, and we're really excited about it.
And Ms. Laurie, let me break it down because, I mean, you mentioned a lot, as you just said. So right now, as we sit here, how many students are actually applying to these particular programs in totality, I should say?
Well, by the time it's all said and done, so we have a capacity to handle, in some of our camp settings, a larger number because there may be an outdoor camp. So a soccer field, I might be able to take 100 children. As long as we have instructors. Some of our indoor buildings, Quintin, those are kind of smaller in number. We should be serving about 2,500 children a week. Those won't be the same children every week. That doesn't count our swimming pools. We have open rec swimming every day at all 4 of our pools during the summer months for the neighborhood children. Between 1 and 4, and so that's a time that's not for adults or lap swimmers or people on swim teams or people doing certain workouts. These are for our kids to go enjoy a safe lifeguarded swimming pool in one of the 4 areas that we have the pools. So we still will have a number of children that we'll be able to serve. We may not just be able to count them. Our lunch program will serve a number of children that might not be in a city program per se, but we'll be touching the lives of those families as well.
Wow. So as we sit here right now, Ms. Laurie, how many of those kids are actually in the city program, and how many of those kids do you expect from who are not in the program to come to you all for free lunch or reduced lunch?
So, well, I expect us to serve capacity lunches most days at those 9 sites, just because most of those children do participate through their school system right now with free and reduced lunch. So we'll have those meals, and we can add to those, Quintin, as the population needs. That's a program that allows us to grow as we go, so to speak. And I checked summer camp registration. We still have some spots remaining at our summer camps at Arthur Christopher Community Center and at St. Julian Divine. Those are just regular summer day camps. We've got spots remaining in all of our tennis camps, in all of our sports camps, and those sports are basketball, football, lacrosse, soccer, baseball, softball, you name it, and we have those camps. And then we still have camp spots remaining in
Right. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You need to go on our website and
Right. Yes, ma'am. And I know you traveling, so I lost you just in a second. But
okay, sorry about that. Our website will show us where we still have remaining opportunities. We've got online registration for folks that want to register at home or busy moms and dads or grandparents. So you can register online. You can also call our main line number at our main office, which is 843-724-7327, and someone can walk you through where we still have remaining spots. We actually try to start registration in March, Quintin, because a lot of parents are very concerned about what am I going to do with my school-age child in the summer months. I don't want them home alone. I want to make sure that they're doing something constructive. So we've been taking registration for 2 months now, but we still have a few spots remaining.
Wow. You touched on something very important to me, and of course, I used to live here on the peninsula, but what exactly are the population needs when it comes to the recreation department right now?
So most of the folks are looking for places that we have supervised play areas. We have a number of neighborhood parks, especially in the downtown area, because obviously before 1970 the city was downtown. So we still have a lot of those neighborhood parks, whether that's at Martin Park on the east side or whether that's at McMahon Playground over in Hampton Park. We've got a number of these neighborhood parks, and they'll be open all summer, even if we're not running a camp there. There'll be staff in the morning to run to be there in the morning if children want to come out and play, have their lunch, and then we'll have staff back in the afternoons from 4 to 7. So we'll still have those things going. We'll have 2 swimming pools. Those pools get a lot of use downtown. Those will both, one of them's open right now. Herbert Hazel Pool, which is at Harmon Park and across from Burke High School, that pool's going to open on the weekends around Memorial Day, and then we'll start as soon as school is out with daily being open, and that will entail our swim lessons and our community groups. We also try to work with groups like Camp Hope that our City of Charleston Police Department runs. So when they run their programs, they try to bring those kids that they're registered and working with, they try to bring them to some of our recreation facilities. We work with Kids on Point, which is another great nonprofit partner that brings their summer kids to our gym, to our swimming pool, to our golf course for golf. So we try to share our city facilities with all of those other groups that are serving children, realizing that when you serve a child that lives in the city, it doesn't matter how we serve them, we just need to offer them opportunities. Taxpayers spend a lot of money helping us build and maintain our parks, and we want to make them safe and available to everyone.
Okay, you mentioned a little bit of it just a second ago, Ms. Laurie, but when it comes to Martin Park, how can you as a city actually expand that to a state-of-the-art park for everyone who lives in that area?
Well, there actually is a master plan, Quintin, that the city is looking at right now for that park. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm sorry. We actually have our best and biggest public swimming pool in the area at Martin Park right now, and we've put a new Dynadome over it, which allows you to open it or close it depending on the weather. And it's also air conditioned, the water's heated. So when the mornings are cool, the water's still warm for our seniors and our kids. So we're doing that, but we're also looking at the rest of that park and how it interacts with the community on the east side, especially in light of some of the new developments that are there, the Morrison Yard. I'm going to a ribbon cutting tomorrow for the James Lewis apartment complex, the Archer building that used to be the old Archer School. That's going to be coming online. So there's a lot of multi-family or multi-people kind of developments coming in there. So we want to get input. There was a meeting held earlier this week to get citizen input. Our Parks Department, Charleston's a strange place, Quintin. It's beautiful, but strange. So we have a Parks Department that builds and maintains, and then we have Recreation, and we're the people that do the managing and the programming. So our Parks Department's seeking input right now from what citizens want in Martin Park or on Martin Park to make it serve their needs, not just today, but for the future. So we'll definitely be looking at that. I know there's a lot of folks that want places to walk their dogs in the downtown area, but dogs and children's ball fields don't really mix well. I know it looks like they would, but it's not. It's not a safe thing. So we'd like to find somewhere for folks to walk their dogs that's not on the same playing field that our children are going to be on in a few hours. We've got some pickleball courts at Martin Park right now, and every time I go by there, I went by there yesterday afternoon for a couple hours, and there was all these different people playing pickleball. We had a ton of people in the swimming pool. I had about 12 kids playing basketball. I mean, it was just a lot of different ages and sizes and different folks playing and using that wonderful park right there in the middle of all that concrete. So we want to enhance it, and hopefully that's coming in the near future.
And yeah, I can look at it right now because that's where I used to live on the east side. But when you talk about obviously that new development that's there now, and it's more to come, I guess, with obviously Morrison Yard and all those other things, how then do you and your department keep up with this growth, Laurie, while actually having smart growth?
Well, that's always a challenge. You know, it is very expensive to buy land in downtown. I mean, you and I both know that. So we have to be very thoughtful about how we use the spaces we have now and what can be multi-purpose. Can we make a field that has lights that we could play more than one sport on it? Can we make a basketball court that allows for, a large number of folks to show up in one place? And we are doing some other things. I mean, buying land in the downtown is going to be a difficult task for the city. I'm very excited about the Shaw Community Center, which used to be the old Boys and Girls Club. That building is going to undergo a renovation this year. We were hoping it would start in the winter. It's not going to start until the fall, but what that allows me to do is we'll be there for the summer months, and we don't have to worry about how we move those children around and get them in a different location. So we will be at Shaw Center this summer, but this fall we're going to be redoing the gymnasium. We're going to be repainting the interior of that building. We're going to be redoing some of the restrooms, better using the space. And that building, we're going to look at doing some drainage improvements and kind of opening it up to the community. You ride by there, Quintin, and you have no idea the great things that are going on behind those doors with Mr. Flip Simmons and his staff, Miss Williams, and everybody else. So we like to make that so when people ride by that building, they know what it is. You ride by St. Julian Divine now, and with the work that's been done to the front yard that we call that opens out to East Bay or Morrison, right. You can tell what that is now. I mean, in the afternoon, there's kids all over the front of that place from our after-school program. I went by last week, and the Stingrays were out there playing roller hockey with our kids on the basketball court. So that's how we do a lot of things at one time. We reuse spaces a number of ways, but a park is one of those things that you never want to lose. You always want to keep, and we've had some really good success with some of our neighborhoods that have come in and helped do some things that the city can't do. McMahon Playground is a great example of that. That playground's been renovated. We still need to do, hopefully some more work around Hampton Park and on the ball field, but the playground and the shade area and where the kids can come in that building and play games and read a book and do arts and crafts. Those are the kind of places that we're really trying to engage with. And the downtown area is a big part of that. It really is. We program in all 5 areas of the city, and it's a big spread between Johns Island and Daniel Island, but a lot of what we do is in downtown Charleston.
Wow. And I know all about the Boys and Girls Club when I was growing up in the 90s on the east side, so I know about the Shaw Community Center, and I'm happy to hear about the renovations there. And I know Mr. Simmons too, because we all went to school together. But
you need to call him Flip. Now call him Flip. He's too young to be Mr. Simmons. Flip is one of our, we have some prize employees, but Flip is really just a jewel in that. He runs a nonprofit basketball league at Forest Park in the summer months. He collaborates with the Lens Project with the Charleston Police Department and runs an outdoor basketball league that's designed to give those teenagers and young adults somewhere to be at a basketball court that's supervised, that's positive, that's fun, that those same kids aren't running around, getting into trouble and looking for things to do. There's something for them to do right there. So we're real proud of Flip and all the staff we have in the recreation department. Aisha Duncan runs the St. Julian Divine Community Center, and you couldn't ask for a better person to be trying to engage the community than Aisha. So I'm just real proud of everybody that I get to work with and the job they do. As you might expect, we don't have the largest budget in the world, Quintin, but I've always learned I can sit around and wait for somebody to give us something, or we can just get to work and do the best we can with what we have. And that's really what we try to do. And so if we get a new fill in the blank, that's great. If we don't, we're still going to be there for our kids and making sure that their homework's done after school and that there's a snack and that they're at a safe park playing afterwards and they're supervised. I mean, that's just what we do, and we're going to continue to serve our residents here in Charleston with that task.
And you talk about obviously not having a lot of money in the budget, but let me ask you this, then, Ms. Laurie, what public-private partnerships do you want to have to actually reuse some of these park spaces that you have?
That's a great question, Quintin, and I think Mayor Cogswell is very interested in public-private partnerships. I think it's time that we all realize cities and towns and counties can't just use tax dollars to pay for services. I mean, there's no way a taxpayer can keep up with that. Not when you look at police and fire, and in the case of Charleston, you look at rising seawater, and you look at daytime flooding where we're having rain bombs and we're having flooding events in our areas that disrupt life and you can't get to the hospital. So there's a lot of things going on that are all vying for that money. So we're continuing to work with sponsors, small sponsors, mom and pops. For $250, they may sponsor a team in our sports league and get their logo on the front of all the little kids' shirts. And we've got bigger sponsors like Harris Teeter, who is a $40,000 sponsor. Roper St. Francis Healthcare is a $40,000 sponsor. They realize they're making an investment in their community, and we think it's a great fit. We think Harris Teeter is a grocery store that models itself off of healthy products and making sure families can go to the grocery store and get access. So they wanted to be a part of our program. Roper St. Francis, same thing. They wanted to be a part of our program because they see that when you're doing things and you're actively engaged and you're fit and you're a part of your community, it makes your life more well-rounded and hopefully healthier, so we're not all having to take advantage of hospitals and surgeries and medicines and all those kind of things. So we are always seeking sponsors that want to come work with us, or like I said, Wings used to run a dynamic after school program in the CCSD schools, but over time they kind of didn't have enough room. Well, they came to us and said, hey, could we run an after-school program at the Arthur Christopher Community Center? Well, we ran one anyway, and I said, as long as our community can get engaged and can register, I'm fine. So now, instead of having a smaller program run just with city resources, we're serving 65 children a day, and we're doing it with Wings, which is one of the top children providers in the country. I'd put them up against anybody for the outcomes they have of learning how to deal with stress and learning how to deal with conflict. And it's not just get your homework done and go play kickball. It's how do we work together? How do I get along with this kid who's not like me and I don't like him? So really happy with those kind of partnerships. We work closely with the USTA, the United States Tennis Association. They help us do tennis programs. 3 weeks ago, when all the tennis pros were out on Daniel Island playing, the Monday of that tournament, they brought 3 pros into downtown Charleston at Jack Adams. And you may know where Jack Adams Tennis Center is, right behind Johnson Haygood Football Stadium. Right. We had 65 kids that got to hit with the pros, and at no cost. So they came out, they got to talk to the pros hit balls with them. It was just a great day on a city court, and it's all a part of being in our city program, what we can help do and accomplish together.
Absolutely. And I wish I had some more time to talk to you. But quickly, yeah, but I know you got to run and then I have to get to another interview. But when you talk about those camps right now, well, coming up soon, Ms. Laurie, how many camps will be on those particular recreation sites at those parks?
So right now we'll be running camps. If you're specifically interested in downtown, I'll have camps running at St. Julian and Arthur Christopher. Martin Park will have a camp. There'll be camps at Hazel Parker. There'll be camps at Tiedemann. The Shaw Community Center does not offer a camp per se, but they're open for drop-in recreation. So sometimes those kids don't want to stay all day. Well, they can head home or whatever. But most of the time they realize that's where all their friends are, and it's much more fun to hang out with the kids in the gym or play a computer game or read a book or do a craft project with Miss Williams than it is just to go sit in an empty house. So we will have those on Daniel Island, our big facility, the Daniel Island Rec Center at Governor's Park. All of our camps are housed out of that building and those fields. James Island will be running camps at Thomas Johnson, which is in the Westchester community, as well as the James Island Rec Center. In West Ashley, we'll have camps at Bees Landing Rec Center, which is in outer West Ashley, but we'll also have camps at Forest Park and at Lenovar. We have camps at all of our tennis centers. We have camps at our golf course. Gymnastics, we'll have a gymnastics camp running all summer. So we have camps everywhere. If you see kids smiling, sweating, and running around this summer in the sun, they're probably at a City of Charleston camp, okay? So hopefully you'll come by and see us and enjoy.
Yes, absolutely. Well, for right now, and I hope to continue the conversation with you later in the fall, but Laurie Yarbrough with the City of Charleston's Recreation Department, thank you for your time. And again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thanks, Quintin. I appreciate your time and interest in helping support these important city programs. Have a great day.
Likewise.